What's going on, guys? I'm the Wrestling King coming at you with the Crown Jewel 2021 DVD review. So, if you saw my last video, I reviewed Crown Jewel 2019, and now we're reviewing 2021's Crown Jewel. And I watched a lot more of this Crown Jewel than I did 2019's, and this was actually a pretty decent show. Probably the best Saudi Arabia show, if that's saying much. Yeah, this wasn't a bad show at all. Some pretty fun matches on here, and I really like the cover. This was when Brock Lesnar had just come back at SummerSlam, or I guess it was a couple months later, but him and Roman would have their first meeting of this new rivalry, or their restart of their rivalry, in Saudi Arabia for the Universal title. So you have both of them here. Got the green and the bright orange sun shining, and then you have Paul Heyman just smirking there. This is before we knew. Brock had just come back. We didn't know whose side he would be on, and he was very impartial during the match, which I liked. And this is a 2-disc release, and on the spine you have your women's triple threat there. On the bottom you have Big E and McIntyre, and then on the back you have both your King of the Ring, and I'll just call it Queen of the Ring, even though it was called the Queen's Crown. Your tournament winners there. You have Matt Riddle riding in on a camel, which is pretty cool. I mean, that fits Matt Riddle, I suppose, just because he's goofy, You got Rollins and Edge there in their Hell in a Cell match. Big E and McIntyre squaring off. Lashley and Goldberg, your women's triple threat again. And Roman Reigns diving on to Lesnar. So, yeah, there's the back art. Now a look on the inside. We did not get a trading card, or at least I didn't with this show. And your disc art's pretty basic. It's just clear and green, and then clear and purple on this disc. So, that's basic WWE disc art nowadays. I used to get upset about it, but it is what it is. I'm just glad we still get DVDs, to be honest with you. So now I'm going to run through the match card for this event. We had the Usos versus the Hurt Business, and then Edge versus Seth Rollins to kick off the main show in a Hell in a Cell match, which, really good way to start the show. I thought that was a good match. And then Mansoor versus Mustafa Ali. Then you had your Raw tag team title match, RK Bro versus AJ Styles and Omos. Then you had Zelina Vega versus Doudrop for the Queen's Crown Tournament Finals, won by Zelina Vega. You had Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley in a no-holds-barred Falls Count Anywhere match, so their rematch from SummerSlam. You had Xavier Woods versus Finn Balor for the King of the Ring crown, the tournament finals. Xavier Woods would win. Big E versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Not a bad match at all. I think that was alright. Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks in a triple threat for the SmackDown Women's title. And then Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. Roman would obviously retain, and he's still champion today. But I thought that was a fun match anyway. So, yeah, definitely a pretty good show in Saudi Arabia. And they've been getting better. I will say, Elimination Chamber this year was the last Saudi Arabia show, and it wasn't too bad. It was okay. I think this was better, Crown Jewel was. And we'll see what this year's is looking like. So, let me know your thoughts on this show down in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one.